Hello and welcome once again to my channel Adventures of Midlife. Today I am going to talk about my flight aboard Qatar Airways from Doha to Montreal in Canada in business class Qsuites. This flight was taken mid-October, about a month before the World Cup 2022 began. My flight was early in the morning, just past 8 o'clock. There were different advisories about how early I should get to the airport. Some said 4 o'clock, but to be on the safe side, I decided to be there 3 hours earlier. At the Doha Hamad International Airport, there is a separate entrance for business and first class. So I got through that entrance and someone checked for my Ehteraz app, and once everything was okay, I was allowed through. And there were a lot of officials working for the Qatar Airways, and one of them quickly took us to an empty counter. Actually, almost all the counters in the business class were empty at that time. It took about 15 minutes for the check-in to be completed. I think there was some issue with syncing of data between the Qatar Airways app, which I had installed, and their website. But it was done, and then we walked to the business class lounge. It was a long walk, and I will do a separate review on the lounge itself. Sometime around 8 o'clock, we left the lounge and walked to the boarding gate. The boarding was very organized, and as usual, they had a separate entrance to the business class. There are no first class flights to the flight from Doha to Montreal. And here is my seat. The business class Qsuites seat that I had wanted to try for so long. Just after getting in, I was given the option of orange juice, water or sparkling wine, and I went for a rosé. We took off almost on time. After the takeoff, I was also given the menu and the drinks card. Qatar Airways, like many other Airways' business class suites, has this on-demand meal system. That is, you order whenever you want to eat. So I decided that shortly after takeoff, I will have a breakfast, and then about 2 hours before landing, I will have the main meal. And shortly after takeoff, I got my first drink, a Belgian left beer with warm nuts. Here's a look at my Qsuites seat. There's the entertainment panel, the TV, and that's the seat. There's a light, reading light, and that's storage space with a pillow, blanket, and the amenity kit, and leg rest. And here are the keys for the seat control, then HDMI, USB. That's a pillow, the amenity kit. Here's a closer look at the seat controls. There are lots of them. I think there should be a user guide. Here, that's the seat. I'm moving it to 180 degrees, a flat seat. It's reverting back to a 90-degree level. That's the headrest. That's pulling the seat to the front. It helps when you want to have your meals or you want to write something with your laptop on the tray. That's with the cabin light on. It looks neat. That's the side storage. They have a water bottle, the headphone, and space for more stuff. That's the meal tray. There's a small button underneath that you have to press. Once you pull it out, you can also pull up and extend it. I have got 3 windows. That's the door to my suite. It gives some privacy. The flight attendant can lock it during landing and takeoff. Let's move to the meals. This is the menu. So for the first meal, I got the assiette of cold cuts. I got smoked salmon, mackerel, caperberries, goat cheese, and egg mimosa. It was really good. And then I had a traditional Arabic breakfast. About 2 hours before landing, I got my main meal. For starters, I got lobster cocktail with pan-fried jumbo prawn. And then I went for lobster thermidor. Yes, it was a lobster themed meal for me. The lobster came with creamy herb fettuccine and the steamed vegetables. I would have really liked to have rice instead of fettuccine, but well, that was it. For dessert, I had dulce ginger and orange cake. Here's the entertainment system, the Oryx One. There are a couple of options from Hollywood to Bollywood to other Indian movies to Arabic movies. Of course, there were TV shows, the Quran and sports, documentaries. Qatar Airways had a good selection of Hollywood movies, but I think they can still improve a lot on the world cinema section. I wish they had more European and Asian movies. To the amenity kits. I first got the loungewear or the nightwear. I think the loungewear comes from the British luxury clothing retailer, The White Company. That's the pajama with Qatar Airways as burgundy color, and there is flip-flops. And then that's the white t-shirt, Qatar Airways World Cup 2022 themed t-shirt. They all came in a nice black bag. And this is the amenity kit. Now since recent, Qatar Airways has moved to the French luxury amenity retailer Diptyque. The packet had tubes of face cream, lip balm, body lotion. Women got pouches that were pink and white. And according to Qatar Airways, these pouches are made with vegan leather. Aircraft. Qatar Airways uses either Airbus 350 or Boeing 777-300ER on this route. Our flight deployed a Boeing 777-300ER. Qatar Airways business class passengers are offered a 1-hour free Wi-Fi aboard. One could also buy Wi-Fi access throughout the flight for $10, but I just went with 1 hour because I thought that should be enough. Setting up the connection was easy. I had to turn on the Wi-Fi mode because I had switched on the flight mode when the plane took off, and then select the correct connection, and it connected easily. The speed was a very impressive 144 Mbps. But then I wanted to connect my laptop, so I disconnected the phone and connected the laptop. Unfortunately, it would not allow me, saying that the maximum number of devices allowed were already connected, which was okay. But the problem was that when I came back to my cell phone and tried to connect it, it said I have used up my 1 hour quota. The washrooms. There were 2 washrooms for the business class in the front. One was slightly bigger than the other one, and both were kept very neat and clean at all times. They also had all the amenities including moisturizers, creams, etc. Well, and then it was time to land. It was autumn time in Montreal and we landed to a beautiful autumnal color scenery. Some final comments. I wish they had deployed an Airbus 350 because I prefer that one. There were some issues, minor issues with the 777. It's an aging aircraft. And as I mentioned, the internet was an issue. I also think there should be a mini user guide showing how to operate all those mini buttons for the seats. These business class seats are becoming very comfortable with so many modes, but sometimes they are very tricky. I honestly didn't know what some of those buttons meant. The quality of the food was fantastic. Above all, the service was excellent. The main flight attendant assigned to my seat was Nina, and she was excellent and very professional. There was also another flight attendant and then the chief flight attendant who were also there to help me whenever I needed something, such as a green tea or a beer. So, finally, thank you Nina and others. It was a wonderful experience. Well, that's it for this video. My experience flying Qatar Airways business class Qsuites from Doha to Montreal. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope to see you again soon.